Welcome, everybody. I'm so thankful for you to join here, brothers and sisters. And look, this is going to be a great video, so you may as well stick around and watch it to the end. It's not going to be that long, but it's going to be packed with information that proves, still yet proves, that the race known as Negroes, African Americans and West Africans and people descendants of the transatlantic slave trade and the Bantu Africans, we are the true children of Israel. We are the children of God from the Old Testament, the children of Yahweh of the Bible. And our history has been suppressed, but Yahweh, our God, is waking up his children back up again all over the world. And so we're going to go over these people, a group of Israelites in Nigeria in this book. So this book is called Babylon, From Babylon to Timbuktu, and it's written by Dr. Rudolph R. Windsor. Now, Dr. Windsor is an African or Black American, however you want to say it. He's a Black American, and he's an expert in the Bible and Judaism. He's an expert in the Hebrew language and Aramaic language. He's an expert in knowing about the Black Jews or the Black Israelites in Africa and other places. So he's very well studied. He's very well, and he's very highly regarded. He's been used for a lot of things concerning his knowledge. Now, this book is very reasonable. I recommend it. You can get it off of Amazon and probably other book sites where you can order books. But what you get is a very thin book. It's not that thick, but what you do get is a ton of knowledge in this book. It exposes a lot of Black history, and that the race known as Negroes, the Black people, are really the Israelite children of God. Praise God. Okay, so on page 131, it says, second paragraph, that's where we start. The Yoruba Israelites. Okay, it says a word, J, but some words are not supposed to really be used on YouTube, so I'm going to just say Israelites because that's really who they are, okay? So they're the children of Israel. So the Yoruba Israelites of Nigeria. There are Black Israelites in southern Nigeria who are called Imo, Yo, Kuame, or strange people by the native Africans. But these Black Israelites call themselves by the Hebrew name B'nai Ephraim, or sons of Ephraim. Now, why is that important? Because Ephraim is one of the the 12 tribes of Israel. Ephraim was one of the sons of Jacob, okay, from the Bible. So these Israelites claim that their ancestors immigrated from Morocco, a fact which Godbey says is supported by their language. Okay, Godbey is an expert. He himself is an expert in the Bible, and he knows who the Israelites really are. That they're Black people. So these Israelites claim that their ancestors immigrated from Morocco, a fact which Godbey states is supported by their language, a mixture of Maghrebi, Arabic, and local Negro speech. Now remember, Negro speech, really, do you know what Negro speech is? It's really Hebrew. They're speaking Hebrew, and some even a mixture of Aramaic. The Negro language is really Hebrew. And remember, Negroes are the same thing as Israelites. That's what Negro means. Israel, Negro, Negroes are the children of God, Yahweh from the Old Testament. Okay, so thus Abu, father, has become Yaba. Which is mother, Hebrew, M is Ema. So those words are very similar in their language and in Hebrew. Nevertheless, most of their language is similar to the Black Yorubas around them. Thus, the Yorubas have influenced these Israelites to a great extent in their external social life. It is said that the crocodile is the sacred animal for all. The customary sacrifices of the Yorubas appear to be the same for the Israelites. Wow. So the things, understand many things that these people, the Yorubas and the B'nai Ephraim, they're the things they do, the practices, the rituals are the exact same as the ancient Israelites of the Bible. Why? Because they are the Israelites. Let's keep going. The assertion of these Yoruba Israelites is that their ancestors were driven from locality to locality by Muslim persecution. They did not find rest even when they arrived at Timbuktu. So, surely the prophecy has been fulfilled. It's a biblical prophecy. Listen, and among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of their foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. These Yoruba Israelites lived in the Ondo district when Godbey wrote in 1930. This district is at 900 miles southeast of Timbuktu. When Godbey wrote, they numbered about 2,000 people in 20 small hamlets in that area. Okay, pertaining to their Hebrew political structure and culture, they have 7 hereditary heads of the community. Their leadership is that of a priesthood. So that right there, the priesthood in the Bible is who were the leaders of the Israelites. The priests were really under the king. When Israel adopted the king, they were the second. They're very highly regarded. And right now in Black Africa, priests are very highly regarded in the community. Okay, and so let's find, where was I at? They are known to have copies portions of the Torah, the Old Testament. Now, listen, they have copies of the Old Testament of the Bible preserved in a most holy place. However, their social life is not Torah controlled, like many of the Hebrew cultural traits among the Ashanti Israelites. So there's a little bit different, but nonetheless, they do all have striking similarities. Okay, um, according to this, the Ashanti people of Ghana, their Hebrew observances, or what their lifestyle is more closely follow the Torah of the Bible in their everyday dealings. Okay, everyday things. Um, these Black Israelites observe certain Israelite customs, among which are the great holy days. In almost every way, these Black Israelites are like the Yorubas and are hardly distinguishable from them except for some outstanding Hebrew observances. One of the most notable among these Black Israelites was a young man named Bata Kinda Amgoza, Ebin Lo Bagola, who was taken from Ouida Dahomey to Scotland. After he had received 4 years of the white man's education, he returned to his home in Africa. Now, understand, I've done videos about Dahomey and the Dahomey Israelites in that area, and so all this connects. So the Dahomey Israelites and the African nation of Benin, the Ashanti from Ghana, and the Yoruba and the B'nai Ephraim from Nigeria are all the same people. And as you'll find, as if you when you go all the way down from Senegal, West Africa, all the way down to Angola, and all the way, and even South Africa, and all the way across of Africa from east to west, you'll find that there's hundreds of millions of Israelites, Negroes, and they're all related. They are all the children of Israel, the children of God. Okay. Oh, Dr. Alan H. Godbey postulates the position that Black Israelites were on the West African coast from Senegal to Angola, and the Israelites, were driven to this area from central Sudan by Muslim propagandism. Okay, so realize what this is saying. The Muslims from who came down into Africa were forcing the Israelites or the Negroes to become to adopt their religion. If not, they attacked them anyway. There was many wars, and they would wage war on them. So the Israelites kept fleeing farther and farther down, deeper into Africa, and they were originally in an area called Sudan. Now, there's a Sudan in Africa today, but the original Sudan was much larger, and it went across a good portion or most of of the central part of Africa. Sudan was much more huge, and through that way, many millions of Israelites fled from there to avoid being the Arabs and the other people who were forcing Islam. So as they kept going, they ended up in West Africa, in Central Africa, in Southeast Africa, Southwest Africa, all the way to South Africa. And there were many migrations. And some migrations were not pushed by the Arabs, but many of them the ended up in West Africa. Okay, West Africa. Well, guess what? You realize that that's how the Israelites got to West Africa. Many of them fleeing Muslim, and so that's why a lot of Israelites or Negro peoples in Africa are are Muslim now. They adopted the ways of Islam because it was forced upon them. But many of the Negroes, the black people in those African nations like West Africa, that's their religion, but their bloodline and their heritage, who they are, is actually the Israelites. They're really the children of God from the Bible that just have been forcibly converted into Islam. Isn't that amazing? And so guess who was taken from West Africa? We were the people descendants. So let's get into that while there's a little time left. So this is the third paragraph, the last part of it. Having a knowledge of the black Israelites in the United States, Dr. Godbey arrived at this conclusion. These facts have a peculiar significance when the presence of Judaism among American Negroes is to be considered. Hundreds of thousands of slaves were brought to America from this Western Africa during the days of the traffic. Really, millions. Okay, beginning nearly 400 years ago. Okay, as persecuted communities, they were rather more in danger than other Negroes, and what he means is other black people, of being raided by war parties and sold as slaves. It may be considered certain that many partially Judaized Negroes were among the slaves brought to America. So when he says partially Judaized, he's saying that they are the Israelites. They have many of the ways of their biblical ancestors, the biblical Israelites, but they don't follow all the ways. You understand? And so, but they have kept their Israelite ways to a very strong extent. Um, Now, I think okay. So, page 133. Before Dr. Godbey published his book, The Lost Tribes Myth, Rabbi Matthew organized a Hebrew congregation in 1918 and proclaimed that the black people of the United States and the West Indies, are the original black Hebrews. Did you hear that? The black people of the United States and the West Indies are the original black Hebrews. Okay? And so there are hundreds of thousands of black African Hebrews scattered throughout the United States, not only in the urban areas, but also in the rural communities of this nation. With the revelation of ample historical evidence, the authenticity of these black Hebrews can no longer be questioned. Okay, so what does that mean? That the people, the tribe, the people, the groups of people such as the Yoruba and the Benai Ephraim or Israelites and we descended from them and all the related peoples in West Africa. They're the Israelites, and so we as descendants are Israelite children of God too. Peace and blessings to you.